Welcome to Overtakes, a Formula One podcast where we share our takes from the track. With us, as always, we have Eddie,
Hi, everybody.
Will,
Hello, world.
and myself, Veronica. So let's buckle up and jump right in for today's episode. To be honest, there's not much. Just a couple things here, a couple things there. We could start with our updates and our breaking news. One of the stories we can touch upon is that Haas has extended their technical partnership with Ferrari, and it will go up until 2028. Um, Haas will continue to use Ferrari engines. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's a good engine.
They'll still be in the back of the track. Oh, I said it.
All right.
Sorry.
I actually did hear a rumor since we're talking about engines. You know how I love these rumors. McLaren is looking to get out of Mercedes. They're Mercedes, right?
Yeah, they're a Mercedes team
They're
engine.
looking. Yeah, they've said that they believe they don't have faith that the Mercedes will be able to keep up with the 2026 new
Regulations.
regulations. Yeah,
Wow. No faith.
yeah. So I don't know if it's true.
After all these years of partnership, 2026 is just stirring the pot.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who else they'd go to. It's they'd have to make a decision soon because
Yeah,
these engine suppliers need a lot of time to work on these engines.
yeah. We'll see. I don't even know if it's true, but
Maybe they go throwback in Honda?
Yeah, maybe, but I think Honda's only going to supply Aston Martin going forward.
that could change. Just a couple extra dollar signs in there.
Yeah.
But well, Red Bull is suspecting that McLaren is cheating, guys. They're saying they're doing something that's not permitted to their
Yeah.
cars. So they filed a claim with the FIA, and the FIA investigated, and nothing happened because McLaren's not breaking any rules. What do you
Yeah.
guys think?
Yeah. They shut it down real quick.
Is there a little jealousy? A little is Red Bull getting a little scared that McLaren's getting close?
Yeah, I mean the Red Bull's done it before when Mercedes was dominating. They launched a bunch of different investigations.
Yeah. I was going to say, remember the whole, beef that they had with Mercedes too, I guess. So any team that's like approaching them, they're like, Christian Horner's like, let's look into this. Oh, found something.
Yeah,
It's funny.
I mean there was one thing that Mercedes did, and I don't think it was ever publicized, but they did break a rule. I don't remember what year it was, 2019
Wasn't it
maybe.
that steering wheel? Like if they push it forward or out, like
Yeah,
it
the
would
DOS.
camber the.
Yeah, but there
Yeah.
was another one that
At the
wasn't
time,
public.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, that it wasn't publicized, but they did make them change their car.
Hmm.
Um,
So sometimes it works.
yeah, sometimes it works.
Yeah.
It's funny because Christian Horner is not afraid to just whistle blow. He don't give up. Beep.
Nope.
He just calls
Until
it
it
out.
happens to him.
They gotta they gotta fight for every point they can, every dollar they can. There's
Yeah,
so
when you
much
have a
money.
struggling driver like Checo, you have to
Yep,
fight.
that's true.
Yeah. Well, Red Bull's going to bring some upgrades this weekend to Hungary.
Yeah, hopefully they work.
So we'll see. I didn't read anything else online about other teams bringing upgrades. Usually we get that information like Friday when the practices start.
I
But
think they do that for a reason. Like I know we shoot this podcast on Wednesdays with the information that came out at the beginning of the week, and then they keep it a secret. Like, oh, we're not going to mention anything about packages. And then FP1, they're like, hey, look at this package. And then we're like, wish we had that information for the
yeah,
pod.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it is what it
Well,
is. But yeah, I mean, I doubt a lot of teams would want to bring upgrades specifically for Hungary because it's such a unique track. Like it's very different from. I mean, it's considered Monaco without walls, quote unquote. It's just very slow corners, not much overtaking. I feel like this isn't a track that teams would want to bring upgrades to because really a good testing grounds.
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong too. I just feel like we're 2 races away from summer break. I mean, don't rush an upgrade. If it's ready, bring it. But like, if you guys can put a little bit more time and effort to it and bring it after summer break, then go for it.
Yeah, I mean, technically the teams aren't supposed to work during summer break, so
Really,
yeah, technically,
I didn't know that. That's
but
interesting.
they all do.
Okay.
Maybe just the European teams, you know, 'cause the American ones don't stop.
Yeah,
Yeah, Europeans know to take vacations. Americans, 2 weeks out of the year.
that's true.
And funny, I said European teams, but there's just Haas as the American
Yeah,
Yeah,
lone
but
wolf.
and they're based in Italy,
yeah.
so
So they are European,
Oh,
even though
they
it's an
can't
American
work.
team.
Sorry.
I also did see that there were some intense storms going on in Hungary. The McLaren hospitality roof flew off with these like really strong winds.
yeah.
And I saw a video clip of the pit right now, and it must be like ankle deep.
Wow.
Yeah. So it should, I mean, I don't know what the weather forecast is for the weekend. I was looking into it and I couldn't find anything.
I think it's supposed to
Uh,
be clear. I don't think there's supposed to be any rain, but it's gonna be hot. I think.
well, the heat then should help dry up the water. So I
Yeah.
think we'll be all right for the weekend. And it's time for my favorite segment, the rumor mill.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Ooh.
now I wanted to talk to you guys about the Red Bull rumors because they're a mess.
There's too many.
Talk to me.
Yes.
Talk
All
to
right.
me.
I'm gonna talk about the first one because we had that whole episode about Perez that we did last time. Um, so this one is if Perez is removed from the team, Yuki will be getting Perez's seat. Lawson would take Yuki's seat, and RB has two decisions: to keep Ricardo throughout the rest of the season, but not sign him for the next year because they're looking at putting their junior driver Isaac
Isaac Hadjar.
Hadjar into that seat because he's doing really well in F2. He's in first place. They really like him. They just tested him, I think, what, like 2 weekends ago. So I could see I could see that happening. Honestly, I don't know if they would just remove Ricardo in the beginning of in the middle of the season, but I could see him not being here this season, next season. I'm sorry, and I know that we've said speculation, oh, that they don't like Yuki and they don't want to put him next to Verstappen. He's volatile. He's this, but I just can't. I know that everybody's logical decision is like, oh, let's put Ricardo there. But I just think Yuki obviously deserves it more. So this rumor, I was like, okay, I kind of feel it. I can kind of understand it. But I do think at some point this season, Lawson probably will be driving an F1 car. What do you guys think about that rumor before I go to the next?
You can go first if you want. Well,
I didn't see this coming. The whole Yuki. Yeah, I think he's deserving of it too. Because he's shown that he's capable of, he's been performing better than Ricardo in the RB, and the RBs are not, it's not a Red Bull car, but I don't know. The first thought that comes to my head, yeah, if Perez is to take the seat, and here's my stance. I'm going back to the last episode. My stance is, if the clauses in Perez's contract are stated, those clauses, they have to follow the contract. With that being said, who's going to replace it? Now you guys are saying Yuki's going to replace it. The first thing that came to my head was, if Yuki starts beefing about something Max does or this, the whole teammate thing, Yuki's radio to the team is always going to be beep, beep, this mother, beep, beep. He loves to curse. So I think it'll be funny to watch. And I wish him the best. If he is the one to be selected, go Yuki.
Let me debate you on that. You don't think Yuki can have more respect for Max Verstappen than Daniel Ricciardo?
Dun,
When
dun.
Yuki knows he's better than Daniel, and they're telling Yuki to let Daniel pass, Like you don't think that's gonna anger him? It would anger me. But honestly, like if they're telling let Max pass or whatever, the strategies are towards Max instead of Yuki.
You
I
know
think
that's not
Yuki
gonna
has to
happen.
understand.
Max is gonna be miles ahead the whole time
Then
out
it
of
won't be a
this.
problem.
E-
Simple
e-
as that.
Every Formula One driver believes that they're the best. He's not going to go to Red Bull saying Max is better than me. They all believe that they're the best driver.
Hmm.
As they should.
But yeah, but regardless, I don't think I still don't think Yuki's getting the seat. I
I
think
don't
Liam
think so.
Lawson's more likely to get the seat than Yuki.
It, it's tough. I don't know why. I just think Ricardo might get it just because of being the favorite and
I,
stuff. But
yeah, I think
it's all about
Daniel's
performance, right?
yeah, I think Daniel's the front runner for the seat.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the writing's on the wall for Checo. I don't think he's going to be there at the end of the season. And I think either Daniel gets the seat or Liam Lawson gets the seat. I don't see Yuki getting the seat.
I like to root for the underdog, and I think that's like a bad trait that I have, and I think that that's why I'm rooting for Yuki.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
Yeah,
with
I can
that.
see that. I don't know how invested he is. I mean, he's been with Red Bull his whole career, but like if Honda's going to become Aston Martin's um, engine supplier in 2026, and it's going to be time for Fernando Alonso to retire. Maybe they bring on Yuki.
True.
I don't know if that's in the works, but
Do you know something we don't know?
no, I just think that Honda is a Japanese company and they'd want a Japanese driver. I mean,
Well,
we saw that with Ocon and Gasly this year.
let's switch it up and cause a little bit of drama based off what we're talking about here. There's also rumors going around that Lawson is set to go to Audi.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. I mean, like I saw a quote from Helmut Marko literally today saying Liam Lawson will be in a Red Bull car very soon.
Yeah, definitely that's not a rumor that I believe, but it is out there.
Yeah, I think it'd
He
be
just said
interesting.
Helmet Marco said it.
Yeah, that's what. But I mean, he didn't give a time. He didn't say this season. He said very soon. That could mean anything.
Ah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they want to keep Lawson, and I think at this point they're done with Checo.
Just get the guy in a car. This poor guy.
Checo brings in that money.
Whatever. Also, negotiations between Bottas and Williams are in advanced stages for the next season.
Yeah, I called it.
Uh, yeah, we'll see.
You did call it though.
Yeah,
But like how many drivers is Williams talking to? Are you just talking to the entire grid?
I
Jesus.
would assume so. I mean, they need a driver.
I mean, you should. You got
Yeah,
to see all your options.
but I think the front runners. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're done with Carlos. I don't think that's happening.
I
Then
also did see this crazy rumor online, but I was trying to dive deeper to see if I could find that it felt a little bit legit, and I couldn't find anything, so I didn't write it down. But there is a rumor that this is the reason why Carlos Sainz has just been holding out because he knows about this Perez drama, and
yeah,
that Red Bull seat could be something for him.
I saw that, but I don't buy it.
No, it just doesn't make any sense because he's not going to leave Ferrari mid-season, and they're looking
Yeah,
at getting rid of Perez, probably during summer. So what? Whoever you put in the Red Bull seat would be temporary, and then you would put Carlos there. Like I don't know. It got me a little excited, but
yeah.
I don't
I
know.
just don't. I don't buy it. I don't see it happening.
Look, I don't see it happening either. But damn, if they put Max and Sainz in a Red Bull car, they're winning the constructors the next 5 years.
I
I think
don't
so.
know. I don't know if Science can drive that car. Is the thing because
Eddie, do you see what he's doing in a Ferrari?
yeah, but the issue is right now the Leclerc's the one who's having problems driving it because it's not aggressive enough, which is the way that Max likes the car, which is the way the Red Bull is.
Yeah,
Carlos
because
is a very
Carlos is a
smooth,
smooth
consistent.
operator.
Yeah. So I don't know if
Mm.
he'll do well driving the Red Bull.
Interesting. That's a good take.
I just think Daniel is like he's driven the car. I mean, he drove last year's car. To be fair, he drove the RB19. He's been driving the AlphaTauri, Visa, Mastercard, whatever, and I he has so much history with that team. I think that he'd probably have the best shot at performing,
We shall see.
or
But
Liam Lawson, because Liam Lawson's been
there's
testing that car for like 3 years.
poor guy. There is also Esteban Ocon is understood to have already signed a contract with Haas, and
Mm-hmm.
they will be announcing it.
Yeah,
That's a rumor, but we
yeah.
could happen.
No, I think it's more than a rumor. I mean, like all the journalists are talking about it. I think
The
it's
same
pretty
way
much
they
set.
said Carlos was signing with Williams. I remember those that weekend.
Mm, that was a little different. That was like Carlos might sign with Williams. This is like he's already signed with Haas.
Hmm. Well, I think that's how we heard the Behrman thing. They're
Yeah,
like,
that's
"Oh, he
true.
signed, and we'll be hearing it soon."
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
then now we're hearing he signed, and we'll be hearing it soon. Same thing for Ocon. So maybe we will be hearing that. That'd be interesting. Ocon and Behrman at Haas
Yeah,
while that team is doing a facelift.
yeah. A driver Alcon probably won't fight with.
So Formula One updated the driver lineup on their page, and I put it here for you guys to see. My favorite addition is the Ferraris. This is in honor of because yesterday Leclerc and Hamilton's dogs met each other. So there's a cute little picture online of them together.
I saw some videos of them playing around.
So I kind of wanted to look at this and kind of just talk about this with you guys. So Williams, right next to Williams, will most likely be seeing Bottas's face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next to Behrman and Haas, we're most likely going to be seeing Ocon.
Yep.
So the only seats technically we have available still is Kick Sauber,
Mm-hmm.
RB, Alpine,
And
and
Mercedes.
Mercedes. Now, what the heck is Mercedes doing? Like, are you gonna put Antonio there? Then just put him already. Just say it. Like, why are we waiting?
I think they're
Uh,
still waiting for Max.
you think?
Yeah, I think Mercedes is up and coming. They're winning races. They could win a third race in a row this weekend, and maybe Max wants to jump ship with Adrian Newey leaving.
But there's rumors about doubts of the Mercedes engine for 2026. Why would Max go?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Toto's trying to puppeteer something.
Definitely seeing that seat empty makes me think he's doing something.
And the
Because
fact
Oh,
if
that
for
they're
not, you
sure.
can
staying
just
quiet.
yeah, just put Antonelli. You've been talking all this great stuff about him.
Hold on. So what are the details with this? Max. So Max has a clause that if Newey leaves, he has the option to also leave, right?
No,
Newey,
it's Helmut,
it's Helmut
isn't it?
Marko.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
wait, he's
I mean
leaving too?
Mercedes has the money to buy him out too if
Mhm.
they want. Like they can just buy out his contract.
Yeah, because they cleared the cap with not having to pay Hamilton now. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I
So
mean,
this graphic could just. They should put a question mark on Perez. I'm just kidding.
yeah,
Poor guy.
Definitely.
I hate keep talking bad about him. But damn, this graphic is gonna be all over the place.
But that's a good point, Will, because after summer, if when he does lose his seat, that'll be a question mark because definitely somebody will come in to just fill for the remainder of the season, but we won't know who the 2025 driver is unless whoever they put in there right away, they go, and we give him an extension through 2025.
yeah. I mean, I don't think they'll make a decision until the end of the season just to see how
Mhm.
everybody does. But I mean, they're in a position where they don't really need to make any decisions. They have too many drivers to choose from.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Must be nice. Wish I was one of the options.
that's the rumor mill. That was a lot of fun. That's the stuff I live for. Time to talk about the track, Eddie. Do your thing.
Yeah. So this week we got the Hungaroring in Budapest, Hungary. and it's known. I mean, it's called nicknamed the Monaco without walls. Not super true, but pretty true. I mean, track position really matters here. It's very hard to overtake. There's only one DRS zone, so qualifying is very, very important. And last year's podium was Max winning the race, Lando in P2, and Checo in P3. And this is where Checo made a mini comeback, and then he was going down, 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 spiked to P3. He had a good race. I think he qualified 6th or 7th, overtook a few people, and ended up in 3rd. And this was also the first race that Daniel Ricciardo came back for last year. Fun fact. So we'll see what happens this year.
Can you guys take a look at that sector too? How crazy that is.
Yeah.
Turn. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 turns out of the what? There's 14 on this track?
Yep. And most of the turns are slow to medium speed.
Yeah, no, there's barely any straights there. The straights are in sector 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. It's a very short lap. So there's 70 laps in the race. Unlike Silverstone, which we just had, which I think was 54 laps, 56, something like that.
Sounds about right.
And Lewis Hamilton has a lap record of 1 minute 16 seconds back in 2020 with the OP Mercedes.
Well, definitely going to be interesting. I think we can hop into our predictions then.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
So our point totals real quick going into this week are Will with 10 points because he had a banger in Austria, getting 6 points out of a possible 8, I think, something like that. And then Veronica and me are tied at 8 points apiece. So Will's got a 2-point lead. Let's see if we can
P1,
close
baby.
that gap.
P1.
Let's see if we can close that gap this week.
Listen, we still got a whole half of the season. So calm
We do.
yourself.
And we just started all this during the Barcelona. So the fact that I have 10 points already, LFG.
What is this? Our 4th game week since we started
This is
our
our
podcast?
4th race week.
Okay. Did I say game week?
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah, your head is still stuck with the Miami Heat.
I'm a basketball girl, guys. I'm still transitioning.
Did you watch the Team USA game today?
No, because I saw that it started and I was like, wait, the Olympics hasn't started yet, so I don't really care.
It's just a friendly.
Yeah, like I
exhibition game.
haven't seen opening ceremony, so I don't really care if it's not if it doesn't count.
Serbia looked good until halftime.
My dog got at a bio.
It was like tied 40-40, and then it was 60-42, like out of nowhere.
Whoa.
All right, folks, back to F1.
Sorry. Okay, so quali pole position.
Let's do it.
I'm going with Max Verstappen.
Not very surprising.
Yeah, I just believe in them because they got the upgrades. Oh.
All right. Who do you got, Will?
So I'm looking to go up on these little point charts between us. But I think Mr. Sir George Russell is going to qualify P1.
I almost put George. Almost.
Wow, okay. Bring it.
Oh, you want me to type it in? All right.
It doesn't matter.
For my pole position, I went for Oscar Piastri. He's going to get his first pole position in Hungary. He had a good race last year. Really good quali session. But he didn't have his tire management strategy locked down. But he's doing a lot better this year.
Okay, I was wondering what your thinking was behind that.
He's rapid in qualifying. Very, very fast.
All right, well, my podium, I'm going Lando, Max, and Russell.
Boom.
I'm going to keep picking Lando until he wins.
Until you might have to wait a long time.
No, I believe in him. Come on, man. Stop making mistakes.
Might not win another one this year.
No.
Lando, Max, Russell. Who you got, Will?
So for my podium, I'm gonna go obviously Mr. Max. For second place, though, I still believe in Hamilton bringing it in. So I'm gonna say P2. Although I did say George is gonna qualify P1, something's gonna happen, and then Hamilton is just gonna take advantage of it. And for P3, I'm gonna say Norris. Mr. Norris is gonna come on
Okay.
P3, and then he's gonna break Hamilton and Max's trophy.
So another pole position for George where he doesn't get on the podium.
Poor
Nice.
George. Hopefully, it doesn't end in a DNF for him again.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
My predictions are in P1, Oscar Piastri will win his first race.
That'd be
And
fun.
then in P2, I have George Russell, and P3, I have Lewis Hamilton. Now, I did, when I was originally thinking about this, I didn't have the Mercedes up here, primarily because they are really good right now, but it's going to be really, really hot, I think. And they've said that their car does not do well on a very hot track. However, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and just put them on the podium. But you notice I do not have Max Verstappen in my top 3.
Do
Yeah, did you bump your
let
head
me
or
see.
something?
Do you want to talk about why you don't have Max there?
So, a track with very low speed and medium speed corners that have a lot of curbs that you need to ride. So far this year, Red Bull has not done well there. And there's a lot of curbs that you can't go over on this track. And if you look back to the last track that we had that was like this was Monaco. And Max had to really, really struggle for P5 in that race. And Checo didn't even make Q2, crashed on the first lap. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a stinker for Red Bull this week.
Okay, we shall see. My breakout performer, I'm looking to at a guy who's got a lot on the line, and I believe he has no shot at keeping his job.
Uh-oh. What are you
But
doing?
he's gonna perform well this weekend, and it's
Uh-oh.
not gonna make a difference though. But
What,
he's gonna perform well.
what are you doing?
Zo.
Sergio Perez
Oh,
is going to have a breakout performance, but it's
Uh-oh.
not gonna matter. And the broken performance is gonna be Ricardo.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna keep digging down, and then they're just gonna keep raising the stock for Yuki. That's what I'm doing over here.
Okay. So you got Checo balling out and Danny Rick busting.
Yes, sir.
What do you got, Will?
for my breakout, I think Yuki is gonna say, "Hey guys, watch what I can do." I just think he's gonna do well. He has well before us mentioning that he may get the option of having the Red Bull second seat. I don't know. I just think he's gonna do something this weekend and just do well. He's gonna bring in some points. That's a
Okay.
breakout, right? For Broken, I hate to have made this selection because I'm a big fan of the guy, but I think Alonso is just not gonna be up there this weekend. He's gonna be in the back of the pack.
It's been
Okay,
a common theme
so
for Alonso recently.
would you say
Right.
that Alonso is broken only if his teammate is in front of him, Stroll?
That's
Yikes.
not saying much. Lance has been beating him. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like 7-5 or something between them this year. It's really close.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that graphic you sent us, and I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
So my question for Will is
Fernando would have to have a stinker, like stinker. Like, if Lance finishes like P12, he'd have to finish like at least two places behind him.
like fighting with Zoo in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, another weekend like that. Gotcha. All
That's
right,
what
what
it would
about
have to
you?
be, especially since Aston hasn't scored any points in like 10 races.
Hmm.
Hold on,
Well,
B. I thought you
okay,
were
so
gonna ask me something.
That was my question to you. Is like, are you only gonna get a point for Ricardo being broken if
Alonso.
Stroll's in front of him? Yeah, I'm sorry. If Alonso being broken if Stroll is in front of him, is that the only way you're gonna get a point or no?
So
But
are
I
we?
don't think that's
Am
enough
I?
because that's normal now.
Okay.
It has
I'm
to be
just
really bad.
I'm a stroll hater,
How
so I was just,
specific do we have to be here? Because am I letting
No,
you guys? He comes in
we
like
can we can discuss it,
P12, and
but
then your guys are like,
okay, we
let's
will
not give him a
discuss it
point.
Sunday.
no, I think P12 is good for Aston Martin. But it depends. If Lance finishes P7, then yes, he's broken because obviously that car was good.
Okay, I'll be
But
specific
if
then. For
Lance
broken
finishes
for
P11
Alonso.
and Alonso finishes right behind him in P12, I don't think that's a broken. I think that's just where the car is. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So there's got to be a big gap.
Okay, I'll let you guys decide on Sunday then.
We'll decide on Sunday.
All right. Well, I'll go to mine. So my breakout performer is going to be Alex Albon. Albon, Albon fan in the house.
Hmm.
I think he's going to qualify well, and I think he's not going to let anybody pass him. And he's going to qualify probably like P7, P8, somewhere around there. And that's where he's going to
Damn, so you're
finish.
saying he's gonna make it to Q3?
Oh, for sure, yeah,
Bold.
yeah. He had a
Wow.
really good race there last year too. Um, but these are conditions that are good for Albon, where he's got to put a good qualifying lap together, and then he basically secures the points. He did
Okay.
it a few times last year, and Williams doesn't really have many points this year. I mean, they have what 4 points this year. So I think if he can make it to Q3, it's guaranteed points for Williams. And then my broken performers, I went with a team for similar, I mean, not similar reasons, but I went with Aston Martin. I think they're gonna struggle to get out of Q1. I don't know what's going on with their car, but this doesn't seem like a track that suits them. And Alonso seems to be really struggling with that car, and Lance in high pressure quality situations tends to not do very well, where qualifying really matters. So I went with Aston Martin in general. I think by
Okay.
the end of the season, we're going to see Aston lose the 5th place spot.
I have a random question. You know how the beginning of last year Alonso was killing it with Aston Martin, the first 5 or 6 races, if I'm not mistaken. Podium, podium, podium,
Mm-hmm.
podium, 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 podium. Right? And then they
Yep.
started changing the car, bringing these upgrades, and then bye bye. Can't if don't they have the choice, or can't they just like, you know what? We were doing something back then. Can we put the car back to the specs and the packages and everything back to how we were in the first 5 races of last year and see what happens?
Yeah, they can.
Or it
They
doesn't
did.
work like that?
No, they did.
Yeah.
That wasn't the issue. The issue is everybody was improving, and all of their upgrades kept the car the same, basically. So, like they were making the car worse, quote unquote, because they weren't making the car better when everybody else was.
Hmm.
They did
That's what I thought
revert.
it was.
Yeah, they did revert back to their old spec, and they did a few races where, like, one driver had the old spec and one driver had the new spec, and it didn't seem to make any difference. I wouldn't call their changes upgrades. I would just call them like updates or side
Mhm.
grades. None of them ever really improved the car.
Side grades.
Good term. Well, going to wild predictions.
Led to it.
I'm gonna say, what is it called again? That is it a penalty point? Like what you get when you do something and the FIA gives the driver a penalty point?
Uh huh.
That's
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna say that Kevin Magnussen is gonna reach his threshold
Oh
this
wow,
race.
he's been doing so well.
Yeah, well,
That is a wild prediction. So K Mag getting
Interesting wild
suspended.
prediction.
yeah.
Okay. What you got, Will?
So I kind of have like two wild predictions, but like for the sake of point's sake, we can only pick one then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I wrote one down here, but then I thought of another one. But because we are racing here, I'm gonna go with the one that I think may happen then. Are you ready for this? And I'll still mention the other one, but the one that's gonna get written down right here.
Let's do it. Let's hear it.
Okay, take a deep breath.
I'm not doing it.
Sergio Perez is going to drop to P9. in the
To
driver
P9.
stand.
Oh, I think that's impossible. I think you mean P8.
And you're talking about in the driver championship?
In the driver standings.
I think it's actually impossible. Hold on, let me check.
Then you're losing already.
I think you mean P8. For him to go to P9, yeah, it's impossible. Fernando's in P9 with 45 points, but P8,
Right, but if Russell or
and Hamilton
Lewis
pass him, then he
brings
goes.
in decent points,
Yeah,
he's
he
just
goes to
7
P8.
points ahead. Oh wait, 118. Hold on.
Yeah, he goes to P8 if both of them pass him.
I mean, Will was never really good at math. So
George
Okay.
would move up to 6, Lewis would move up to 7, and then he would move down
did you
to
mean
8.
to say 8 instead of 9?
No, I meant 9, but then my math was like,
Oh, 9
It's
is
gonna
actually,
help
yeah.
you.
9 is actually impossible.
okay, P8.
Okay, P8. There you go. There
Sergio
you
will
go.
drop to P8 in the driver standings after this
Not
weekend.
We should have just left it at P9. He would guarantee 0 points.
I was trying to be nice. I'm married to him.
My other wild prediction that I initially had.
I think
I
that
was
will
gonna
happen,
say-
by the way.
Well,
There you go, another point for me then. But
based
What were you
based off
saying?
of what I think, he's gonna have a breakout weekend, guys.
Yeah,
and
I
that will
don't
not
think so.
happen.
I don't think so.
who's gonna
but
have a
we'll
breakout
see.
weekend? Oh, him?
Perez.
Okay, yeah. I don't think so. But the other wild prediction that I had initially written down was Nico Hülkenberg P5. But then I'm like, the odds of that happening,
No, that's
Mm.
wild.
yeah.
That's so
Because,
hard.
a good back-to-back P6, and I'm like, he's going to say P5. But
Yeah, a lot would have to happen, I think,
because
for that.
this track, it is a little, hard to overtake. Hey, that's our pod name. That it might not happen. I don't think he'll qualify good, so that's why I dropped that wild prediction.
Gotcha.
Checo P8.
Well, my wild prediction is going to be that Ricardo is in the points. Now, it might not sound wild. It's hard to score points. I think he's going to make it to Q3. I think he's going to hold on to a points position similar to Alex. And I think he's going to score some points this week, marking 1 year back in Formula One.
Okay. We shall see.
Yeah,
Hold on.
we shall.
I'm looking at the driver standings right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sergio Perez in P6, 118 points. George
Mm-hmm.
Russell in 7th, 111.
Yep.
Lewis Hamilton in 8th with 110.
Mm-hmm.
If my predictions come out right, where Hamilton brings in at least 15 points, and George Russell brings in, it's because a huge drop off, right? From first 25 points and then second.
It's
I'm
the
like, the math
issue.
seems right.
He would go to 8 because Russell would go to 7. Russell would go to 6. Lewis would go to 7, and then Perez would go to 8.
Mm-hmm.
That would mean Fernando has to pass him.
I see.
I can't believe we're still on this. Will.
Yay, math.
All
That's what I
right.
meant. That's what I meant. Eddie, thank you. That's what I meant.
Okay, so today the world learned that Will struggles with numbers.
Hello, world. I'm bad at math.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us on today's episode of Overtakes. Please remember to subscribe and follow us on all our social media platforms. We hope you enjoy our takes from the track. And let us know what you think about the pod today. Leave a comment. And we will see you guys later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.